Yo, what's up, everybody? J-Ping here checking in, respectmyregion.com. We're back with another episode of RMR TV. We got an interview today with Fatal Lucciauno. We're going to wait for him to join us. For now, we're going to just smoke on some fire weed. Coming in hot here in California, the RMR Legacy Smalls. You guys know the deal. We're excited to be bringing Fatal on to do this interview. Just want to give it a few moments. Send him the invite. You guys can hang out. How's everybody's day going today? Let me get this invite over here. Yeah, hope everybody's having a great day. We've been doing this show, RMR TV, this interview series, every Wednesday at 7:05, 7:10. You know how we are with the rapper times, stoner time. But we bring on on this particular section of the series, I'm bringing on Seattle artists, the occasional artist from somewhere else who's in Seattle, who's now based in the Pacific Northwest. And we're really giving a platform to these artists. Shout out the skate sponsor. This guy Mitch is the skater on the squad. Oh shit, my guy Fatal, what's up, bro?
What's good, bro?
Man, doing well. How you living?
Short trying to get taller, man. Same shit.
I feel you, bro. I appreciate you popping on the episode.
Yeah.
Where you at in the world today? You in Seattle? Where you at?
Man, yeah, I'm in Seattle today, you know what I'm saying? About to get ready to get moving. Got some things to do, you know?
I love it. Well, I appreciate you joining us here today. I see you over there. You let me know when we're ready, and then we'll get rocking.
Yeah, my fault, man.
No, you good. This is actually a perfect moment. I honestly wanted to grab my headphones, which are right here anyway.
Go ahead. That's right, G. East with it, boss.
Perfect. Yeah, we're going to try to do a little bit slightly different episode today. I'm going to try to see if I can hear a little bit better using the headphones. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens.
Forgive me, man. I don't know if you can see or not, but I'm over here by the fucking airport, so there ain't nothing planes and shit flying over. Anyway.
Man, what's up?
Shakedown was good. Hodge was good. The homies.
Perfect. Man, well, I appreciate you joining us here today. We go back a few years, so I appreciate you, bro. To dive right in, man, everybody here with us, make sure y'all drop them clap emojis, drop them fire emojis. We got a legend on, man. We got Fatal Lucciauno in the building. Fatal, hit me, man. What's the word? What's new?
Man, just been working. New music, new opportunities, you know, new everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I still got my same core, you know, still much love to Black Umbrella, still rocking, you know. Me and Gemini Jones just working on making sure we get, you know, the artists together, shit, Rhoda Rich, Cash the Mob, RNO, you know, trying to get things together. Shit, bro, I just been working literally. Like,
yeah, bro, you was tough, man. You really put in the grind. You got, as most of us do, you know, music doesn't always pay the bills. We all grinding. We all artists in different ways. And you were saying you got multiple jobs. You on multiple hustles right now, getting it in, putting in the work, stacking the bread, right?
Yeah, bro, I got 4 gigs, but all together I got like 6 streams of income right now, man. Just trying to make it happen. The most important thing in this shit is to not allow it to distract you from your responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So,
huge.
You know, when I get a chance, I get to blaze a little something, you know, see the kids, go to football games, go to little presentations at school, you know what I'm saying? I got 6 kids.
You got that means you busy, you staying busy, you working, you got 6 streams of income, but you got 7 jobs full time.
Yeah, for real talk, bro. 6 kids, 6 baby mamas, man. It's different. It's definitely different. You know what I mean? And just trying to trying not to get sucked into the madness that's going on in the city. You know, it's a lot of craziness going on. So,
Absolutely.
my job is never done pretty much, man. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you. It's a constant grind to be spread thin, to be on the music, to be building that, and then having to try to still maintain, parenthood. I respect the never ending, effort that at the end of the day, we're to some extent, we're all trying to build generational wealth for the people that are after us. When you got kids,
Exactly.
that's a big push.
Exactly, bro. My music is that's been my main motivation, just making sure, if the government collapse or the corporations start getting a little tight on the wallets and they got to start doing layoffs, that my music is still, able to pay the bills.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, on today's conversation, I really wanted to dive into what you've been up to music wise, talk a little bit about, the last few studio sessions, the last music video. I just watched some of the more recent content again, just to refresh myself over the last few years. Really, man, I told you this back when we had you at our 7-year anniversary. God, 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
That Mitch and I were literally like so just astounded with the lyricism, the storytelling, but also too the ability to really knock you the fuck out with these words and the choice that you have.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
I
I'm
thought
really
you was
pumped to
going
dive in
somewhere else.
further. Now I do have to give a little respect to our sponsor today. It's cheesy, but it's real. Respect My Region, RMR Legacy Smalls, you guys. Come on, man. You guys see me smoking it here right now. We just launched
Oh,
our weed in Washington. We got it for sale in California. Don't sleep on the fire. I'm smoking on some biscotti sherb. When I say it's cheesy and gassy, I'm serious. So make sure you guys go check that out at dispensaries. We're in 10 spots in Washington right now. Tap the fuck in. Okay, Fatal, back to real business.
yeah.
You've been in the studio, you've been in the lab. Talk to me. Who you been working with? Hit us with some exclusive shit that you can share. Who are you working with? Who have you been making some heat with?
I've been working with Boombox Massacre, Agent M. They collaborating and producing my project called The Devil Is Not Welcome. Working on that, but working on this project called Memento Mori. I got about 17 songs of that done. I just finished up another project called The Ladder Down. And The Ladder Down is produced solely by a brother named Eastside Marcelino. It's my little homie from Cherry. A lot of people don't know. You know what I'm saying? They see a black, white, and Hispanic man with 333 tatted on his face. They don't know they don't know he's really tapped in. He tapped in. So I just did the ladder down with him. I have another project called Piss on Dreams I'm putting out. Just stacked up with that. Working with Rob Reeves, Mario Casalini, like I said, Boombox, Agent M, Eastside. Still got some intellect and some cutty music that I haven't put
There we
out that I need
go.
to get out. Um, who else?
Man,
Right now,
you've
it's
been
been
cooking.
crazy.
You just named like 6, 7, 8 people right there, bro. You've been cooking up.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Be on the lookout for that Elsa Hill compilation. I'm bringing back compilations. So I'm having the Elsa Hill compilation for the 1L1P music. My collective, me, Cash the Mob, R&O, Rhoda Rich, Thriller 3 Much, T3M as he's going by right now. And I just got everybody motivated. They see that I keep working, so they stay working. And I know that my I know they're serious because they don't want me in their sessions. They want to do it themselves. So being very motivated about that. And work is second nature to me, fam. So like even with this project I just did with Eastside, The Ladder Down, is just conceptual. The Ladder Down is the concept is being on the stairway to heaven, but it feeling like a ladder down. The
I
closer you
see.
get to your creator, the lower you seem, the more evils that you see yourself embedded with, the dirtier you see yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been doing. I just dropped my last visual was Big 7-4. That's for the GDs. It's unapologetically for the GDs. You know, just
Yeah, that
love
was
for my
one of the ones
family.
that I checked out on YouTube, but I was trying to go look at other stuff, and then I was like, oh shit, I gotta pop on the stream real quick before I could go do into the Spotify. But what are the most recent releases that all of us here can go check out right now?
The Fly Tape, FLY, Fatal Loves You, produced by DJ Side Baby,
Okay.
and LMTFA, Leave Me the Fuck Alone. It's a collection of producers on there. DJ Side Baby, Rob Reeves, Mario Castellini, Tavion. I got a couple guys on there. I got King Lee's on that
Oh
project. I
shit, yeah,
got,
that one.
you know, I got a couple guys on there. It's different. I forgot. I got so much work. I have a release coming up soon called The Unfortunate Truth, and it's produced by 2 Tim. Outrageous. So, I've been working with him for a while, so me and him tapped in, start getting busy. I mean, bro, like if we talking about my work, my work palette, bro, I got so much,
I'm
but the
excited,
stuff I just
man. I didn't know
released,
you had this much stocked up, man.
yeah.
You've been stacking, and okay. So then the obvious question: what are we getting hit with next? What's on the horizon? Starting with what's the earliest?
So the next thing I'm gonna give you is the visual to the song called Ron Goldman off the Leave Me the Fuck Alone album, the LMTFA album. And I'm going to drop that visual, and then I'm going to be releasing The Ladder Down, and then Piss on Dreams, and then Memento Mori. Excuse me. First, the Ron Goldman, then the ladder down, then Unfortunate Truth. The Unfortunate Truth, then the Piss on Dreams, then the Memento Mori, then the 1L1P, and after that, or in between that, I will be giving you Rhoda Rich, Legacy. I will give you the Cash
This
the
guy got
Mob.
more. This guy got. I feel like you got 52 weeks of content. You just whoo.
Nah, fam, it's all there, bro. It's really all there. The problem with me is I've been here so long, it's not exciting. I give you exactly what I say I'm going to give. The content that I have is the same content I always have.
No, 100%.
You know,
The consistency with you has always been one of our favorite parts about the art that you share with us all the way down to, again, as I mentioned earlier, the lyricism. I'd say the beat selection, the people that you work with from an engineering standpoint, and that true production element. When you're in those studio sessions, you're smoking a blunt right there. Describe what that looks like. Someone walks in and they see Fatal. What's Fatal doing?
Fatal's mumbling to himself and then running in the booth and laying it down. I freestyle, so I'll be recording and probably do like, I don't know, anywhere from 120 to 220 bars, no exaggeration, and probably use about 16 to 32 of those bars. So, a lot of the stuff has to connect. One of my homeboys said the biggest frustration is being in there with me recording, and then I I erase something that they really like. I'm more into the feeling. I want introspective music. I understand that people want something they can ride to and party to or vibe to, but mine is all thought-provoking music, even when I'm angry. You're like, why did he say that? Leaving breadcrumbs. That way I don't find myself in a militia malamud situation where you got people knocking on your door. You know what I'm saying? Government agents coming to tap in and see if you really meant fuck the police like that. You know, those type of things I try to keep conscious of and stay reliable in my content, even though I want to grow. You know,
Absolutely. No, that makes perfect sense. It's all part of navigating how you want people to not only perceive you, but also how the impact can also be had and felt with these people, right? Like,
yeah,
to really truly share feelings and to get that emotion through to people, it's very powerful. So you're in there mumbling, you're in there rapping to yourself, you're putting the bars out, you're flowing, you're getting it there. What are you smoking? What are you sipping on?
yeah. I'm smoking. I like the Freddy Fuego. I like the Oreo Blitz. I like PB&J. But I'm a sativa guy because I'm a rapper.
Yeah, you need
So
that. You need that up. You need that energy.
yeah, I need that energy. I need my brain to be working at optimal levels. I can't have the in the couch sleepy weed. It doesn't work for me. Plus, I'm a conspiracy theorist, so you know, I'm always I'm always deep diving, smoking, and
There's something
looking up
about those
conspiracy.
hazes and those sours and fruity ones that really inspires, like you know, some kind of thought-provoking rabbit hole experience. If you get locked into that creative, like it's kind of relatable. It's interesting to you. It's not all the time,
Yeah,
but it's one of them. And shout out Mocha Honey 206, the pineapple super silver hair. Someone's smoking exactly what we're talking about right there.
yeah. See, yeah, that is good. That is fire. And when I'm drinking, I'm sipping on something dark. My liquor has to be dark liquor. I'm a Douce, Henny, either Jameson is like if I really ain't got nothing else there, but Douce, Henny, Johnny Walker. I even run over to some Scotch, you know. And if it's not that, then alcohol wise, I'm sipping champagnes, you know, Bel Airs, Clicquos.
Shout out, shout out the lighter sativa weeds and the dark whiskeys.
Word, word. Gotta have the
Shout out.
balance, man. But you know what? What trumps all that?
What's in the blunt right now? What strain is that? He said cherry
Mm,
Pepsi. I'm with you on that. I love cherry Coke. I love cherry Pepsi. Cherry Pepsi's better than cherry Coke.
Thank you. Yes, there's that gelato.
Fire. Yeah, that's hey. Yeah, we both smoking similar cuts right now. That's awesome. Okay, so the next question I have for you,
Okay.
these beats that you're selecting, the producers that are making them, the different engineers, describe how you go about, like, okay, I'm trying to, like, are you trying to work with the person and just cook up with them in the kitchen, or do you have a song or a beat in mind with these different things? Is it all about cooking randomly together, or is
Yeah,
it more crafted before you even get in the studio?
I'm a multitasker, bro. So I'm literally, I'm looking for apartments, rolling weed, squashing beefs, all that shit at the same time. So when I go into a studio session, I try to I might go in there with a feeling and be like, this is how I'm feeling today. And then we'll build around that feeling. Or I'm like, um, how do I explain it, bro? So I work on multiple projects at a time. So depending on where I go is depending on what the worksheet looks like.
Okay.
So I try to record 5 to 6 songs, 4 to 6 songs every time I get into a session. Um,
Which means you have to be ready before you get there. So you're like, or no, you're writing when you get there.
if I have to write, I write in the studio. I don't take schoolwork away from school.
No, that
I
makes a
don't
lot of
take
sense.
work away
No,
from
that
work,
makes more
you know.
sense.
But also because I don't write, I'm just always going in, you know. And so when it
Okay.
comes to the production, I might go to Rob Reeves, and Rob will say, I've been wanting to show you this for 2 weeks. Pop and play something. And it's crazy. If I go to Mario, Mario might have a list of slaps we can go through because he has me in mind. And it can go crazy. But if I go to Eastside, or I go to DJ Side Baby, or I go to Antoine Vincent, we're building those beats. We're
That
building
makes
those slaps. We're
yep.
creating those movies together in that fashion. So, like, it's not, I don't have one way. The only thing that I definitely need in the studio session, no cap, is Pepsi. I can even go without weed. But if I can't have a Pepsi there, I'm not happy. The engineer's not happy. The people I came with ain't happy. You know what I mean? I'm not playing, man.
Let it be known, Pepsi, give the man a sponsor. This guy again to come with the heat. He needs that cherry Pepsi, man. Bring
So
it.
like one time, bro, I went on a gelato binge, and I'm talking about like 2 weeks straight, like nothing else but gelato. Even my infused candies or drinks or something, I wanted to make sure the strand was out of gelato, which was kind of difficult, you know. I don't know if people know, but they use a lot of lower strands, a lot of Blue Dreams, a lot of OG Cushions when they're doing edibles and shit like that. Just a little weed education for everybody. But I got the gelato shit, and me and Side Baby made at least, I want to say we made at least 17 songs in 2 days.
Wow.
And so it's dependent on the vibe, bro. That's how it goes. Also, like I'll have a studio session with Grinch, then go work on my album with Esai, and then go do another studio session and probably do something like with XP or Mario Castellini or something. And so it's
This guy's just
always,
working with all the different Seattle legend producers, the literally people that help define and shape the culture that we hear.
man, you gotta remember, I have a whole EP I gave out for free with Jake One. You know what I mean? And like, so the music to me is it also has to match the vibe of the city. Let's say I have a very album like the Fly Tape, a very cool, smooth album like the Fly Tape. And what's popping is everybody's going to these R&B concerts. There's love in the air. It's a lot of relationship drama. Quavo snatching a purse from a female and kicking her out that spot. You know, there's something on the news that has people feeling a certain way, or there's a certain slang going on in the city. You know, there's a beef or a vibe. Everything I do is connected to that. So when I release a song or release an album like Ramis, and then I release an album like Revenge of Otabanga, it's because it's the vibe of the city. Revenge of Otabanga came out when motherfuckers was rioting and picketing, and you know there was a lot of social enlightenment and a lot of call for change.
Yep.
Then it's time for this project, you know, and so that's the way I create on that level, especially on the producing side, because out here I'm spoiled. I don't know about Cali, New York, or the South, but in the Northwest, I am spoiled with producers because we haven't been tainted yet. You have a lot of artists that sound the same, but in reality, a lot of the guys that they're getting their beats from, if they're not YouTube downloadable tracks or some shit like that, they're making it on the request of the artist. The most unique and diverse sounds are coming out of the Northwest. People are starting to wake up, you know, like, even though, you know, the man is still, I wish no death or no ill will on anyone, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, people are remembering Quincy Jones came from here. They're remembering we had, you know, this was a pit stop for Ray Charles and legends. You know what I'm saying? They
Absolutely.
remember the connections to Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix. They're remembering, so they're not feeling like, oh, we're left out. We need to sound like them. They're saying,
It's
well,
easy to
look at what
forget
I got.
when the Seahawks win a Super Bowl, Macklemore beats Kendrick for a Grammy. Come on,
Bro,
and
we are the
then
ones.
you know
We
what I
really
mean?
are the ones.
Like, and then literally not. Let's just fast forward, and then 2 to 3. No, I think it was 3 years later, 2016. Mosey pops off, song with Chris Brown, and next year song with Drake. That's insanity.
Yeah.
So it's like it is very easy to think that, like, okay, the internet, the era, the Seahawk timing, all of those things caused people to really ultimately forget about not this golden age of hip hop, but this golden age of music that Seattle truly brought. And it wasn't any one era; it was like artist after
Yes.
artist and
Yes.
sounds after sounds, and not just people coming from there, but again, being a very, very music cultural driven progressive city. Historically, yes, some of the biggest jazz and soul artists of all time and blues artists coming through the city very consistently. People don't know that. Beto coming in, giving us game here today. For those of you guys don't watch, man, that's legend. That's crazy. So it's interesting that you literally make. I mean, it's not interesting or weird that you make music all the time. Pretty typical in regards to just the constant flow of creation at the end of the day. But to be able to go in that studio again each time with people different and really cook something up, no, but knowing that they're cooking that up for you, it's that's very cool. And especially again listing some of those producers that you know listed, from XP to Antoine Vincent to some of the people. I've as the editor for RMR, I've just we've covered so many of these people in the music over the years.
Yep.
And shout out all of them for working with these artists, man.
I got to shout out Being One too. Being One is giving me some incredible slaps.
Oh yeah,
some different shit. Being One, because he's done everything with everyone, but he's like working at a different kind of pace. And so I'm trying to do that on my side, on the lyrical side, and see what he's doing and just keep moving, bro. Just keep moving. But yeah, bro, I got to stay tapped in with the guys. We got to stay tapped in. My young bro, Debray Caviani, my little Cuddy, he just hit me to NMC. And NMC is a young guy who's just nice. So I'm tapping in with NMC. I want to just, I don't want to overshadow, stand in the way, or do any of that. I just want to remind them, if they're ever looking for this, what I do, I am here. I am accessible. I am reachable. This is here. I can provide this for you. No bullshit. No fluff promises. No dreams. Just authentically what I do. Like, as a word.
They can count on you to be consistent with the bars. Let's just keep it 100 right there.
Gangster.
Come on, man.
Gangster, you know what I mean? That's what it is, bro.
So
can't do nothing
with that last part that you just said there, to keep it gangster with everybody, to keep it authentic with the bars, to keep it the right vibe, the right culture, the right ecosystem for you to make the right music with everybody.
Yeah.
Can you share some details on the mindset, the culture, the reality of where you came up? What is it like to have grown up where you came from? Where did you come from? Because people as music fans, they listen to the music on Spotify, they're on their phones, but they live their lives and they just hear it. They don't necessarily understand the anger, the pain, the trauma behind some of the music that's created. So I know, for example, that one of my favorite tracks back in the day from you was that crazy, people just call it a diss track, but this was a slaughter track.
Domestic violence.
We won't. Everything should be renamed nameless on this one. That's how bad it was. It's a massive. And
Yeah.
But to be able to produce that level of art with that level of animosity behind it, walk us through where you came from. Where are you from, and the mindset, the culture? What did you experience growing up, so people can get a better idea of this music, this art that you create?
I was born in Chicago, Illinois. Came out the west side of Chicago. Moved to the Central District of Seattle, Washington in the early mid-90s. I come from below middle class to homeless. My father was constantly incarcerated as long as he could be there. My mother did the best she could. And by the time God reached her on all her promises, we was already fucked up. We was already in the streets. Me and my siblings. Um, I have I'm one of 15 combined with my mother and father. So I'm one of 15 children. And so my older brother Marlon, um, he was out here in Seattle before we were. Yeah, G. And what happened was he was involved in the street life, but he had left our home president. He had left our hometown belief system. He became a Crip, a Hoover criminal. As I was 6 years old to 8 years old, I was understanding GD. And when I got up here, they were still saying they were BGDs, but the BGDs had stopped in Chicago by the time I got up here. So I come from gangs, gang culture, military culture, religious culture, and I was homeless and struggling. So what's that? Like poverty, for lack of a better term. In the 90s until I'll say the late 2000s, I built up my quote unquote gang career. Um, Went to prison for drive-by shooting, assault on officer, uh, uh, possession of a firearm, stolen firearm, yada yada yada, the normals. No breaking and entries, no domestic violence, no child mo beefs, never told on nobody. I ain't never had those type of issues, but it's always violence. My entire criminal history is violence. I got little man complex. You know what I'm saying? I'm 5'5", 240. You understand?
You funny.
I don't grow up, I grow out. You know what I mean?
That's what you said earlier.
So the idea of disrespect for me was always different because I always attributed to my height. You see what I'm saying? So then I take that and I have an art form like music. And, I've been doing poetry and rapping since I was a kid. My mother and father, even when they were struggling with addiction, you know what I'm saying? They were musically inclined. So I always had that. I always had that ability. I always had that in me. So when I started doing music, it was always a release. I wouldn't want to sock nobody as much. I would just battle them. And, I done been battling in the scene. You can ask A-Sun. You can ask Q-Dot. You can ask DJ Rockfella. You can ask any of them. I was a Vitamin D. You can ask any of them. You can ask Dime Def, Fierce Feeling, SEV, Brainstorm, Deranged Pit. You can ask any of them. I was always Spaceman. I was always downtown battling niggas outside of hustling or robbing somebody. I was at Westlake trying to get my bars off. Or I was on 3P just getting my bars off. And, started working with Sport Life Records. That was in the south side of Seattle. Historically, the South End and the CD didn't have the best relationship growing up out here. What was a childhood rivalry turned into something else when you have alternative lifestyles, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are present. And so, there are people that you grew up with and you went to school with that now are, people you got to look out for that are trying to shoot at you. And because we were going through transition and homeless as a kid, even though I was from the CD, I was always moving into everybody else's neighborhoods. So a lot of my stripes were by proxy or by default because I'm going to earn stripes because I'm going to go outside. I got to catch the bus. I got to go to the store. I got to go to school. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my stripes not only came from me being from a hood, being so small, and my older homie Fatality having a name of himself. At that time I was going by Little Fatal before it was Fatal Lucciauno, and he was fatal. By the time I got to smelling my own nuts, you feel me? Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? When my nuts dropped, pause. You feel me? I was like, I ain't little nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm Fatal Lucciauno. Also, side note, by the time I was 11, I already had my own gang. By the time I'm talking to you about this now, when I'm living in the South End and going to the West Seattle and living in the North End and going to Tacoma, when I was moving around the city because we did not have stable housing, I was I was fighting. I was scrapping with all the older guys, lying to females about my age. So every time I had a conflict with one of their dudes, you know what I'm saying? I'm 14, 15, 16 years old. These niggas is 26, 27, 28, 32, 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I'm tapping on them. You know, and the whole time my older homie's locked up. He can't understand why he keep hearing that Fatal is doing all this stuff outside until he put two and two together. And when he put two and two together and he found out that it was me, I started getting a lot more contact from him. And so at this point, I'm moving around, and then my one gang turned into three factions, and those factions spread out to other factions, and then it began to cause a problem when economically I did not fit my stature, but in manpower and concrete wise, my stature was relevant. It was valid. And so you got guys who are, you know, going to work or finding different ways of income that are not understanding why they're not being respected as much as the young dude who's catching a bus with 40 little dudes right behind him, going to any section I want to and doing what I want to. And it became a pressure. And so the more that real life weighed on me, it came out in my music. And so the reason I was so relevant, not only because I think I'm an okay rapper, but I'm gonna be honest with you and all those who are looking and will see later. Um, the spark that you might not understand that Seattleites had or Northwest people had is because they're hearing and remembering versus hearing and dancing. When I'm spitting a bar about something that happened last week, and the person I'm talking about is sitting in the crowd and everybody knows it, it hits a little different. When I'm the smallest guy in the venue and I carry the most weight, it hits a little different. And when I was younger, I felt like that's what I really wanted to earn. So when you're talking about an example of that quote unquote diss track, um, a lot of people don't know that right after he made a response, I went to KEXP. I went to KEXP and Larry Mizell, I told him I needed to speak. El Mizell said, all right, I got you. Always had love for me. You know what I'm saying? Even when I went down for the drive-by shooting, you know, he was literally playing my song Black Hearted at the end of his set. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For those who were here, they know that. I had a lot of love for him, and he had a lot of love for me. So I go up to the studio, I throw on the Biggie track, the Biggie instrumental, and I go at him harder. And that was really disrespectful versus what I did for the domestic violence. And it's those type of things that I thought was supposed to be respected in the Northwest that got me shunned in the Northwest. And that type of power that I was exhibiting, even when I was getting blackballed from venues, to where they're getting, it's like to go against me was profitable, but it would also be like your precursor to cancel culture. It was in all the blogs. It was in all the newspapers, the independent newspapers. It was in the conversations. Like, y'all hear about how they treating Fatal? I had the support of everybody from Candid, from old guys like Old Dominion to new guys like Don Def. It was a different type of time. So when you think about my significance versus a young guy or a new guy out here that got 10 to 20 million views, I can sincerely say you had to be there.
Yeah. That's 100%.
You know what I'm saying I saw you with that long
the people that
drum.
stream online, and this let's just be very frank about something, right? Streams online does not equate to real life fans. It does not.
Right.
It does not equate to someone buying a ticket sale. It does not equate to someone showing up to your show or buying your merchandise. It's a stream. It's a number. It's very different when you've been to shows for 15 to 20 years. It's very different when I started going to concerts in Seattle in 2012, 13, 14, 15, and 16. I had a good 5-year run where I was at a lot of rap shows and a lot of electronic music shows. And I was writing about rappers and I was writing about DJs and EDM because that's what that era was.
Right.
And it was very interesting to hear. It's very interesting to hear that so much goes into the style of music that you make, from your upbringing to the teenage years to the bouncing around. All these different experiences really drive, not only how we look at life, but also to how we react and go through and navigate that. Now, this is where to use that to transition to this next part of the interview. First off, I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us here today. We got it depends how much longer. Try to keep this section short. These are hot takes. So these are just like, say the first thing or two things that come to mind and we're calling it good. Try to do more rapid fire, but we should only have about 10, 15 minutes left. So the first one is,
describe my music in 2 words. Real shit. Real shit.
Real shit. Okay, I fuck with that. All right. In terms of like what song, what artist, was truly, truly instrumental into getting you into doing all this rap shit?
That's not fair. Two different people. Sorry.
No, that's perfect.
MC Ren, LL Cool J, and none of them are my GOATs. The greatest of all time is Tupac to me. But MC Ren and LL Cool J, LL Cool J for the way he commanded everything, and MC Ren because it was the first time I seen a black guy talk about that shit and he wasn't in trouble.
I fuck with that. All right. Have you considered dropping more of these like freestyle style pieces of content, tracks, more like maybe less attacking a particular human or person, or maybe particularly attacking somebody? Because I'm here for all of it, but also too, I'd love to have you around long term, and I don't want to encourage any rap beefs. I just want to hear bars. So how do we get more freestyles? Have you considered dropping more stuff like that?
I say this, all of my songs are based off real life experiences and situations that I've either been a part of or I witnessed and detailed. So a lot of my responses to the sneak disses are what you hear about,
Fair. All right. In terms of 3 artists that you listen to or maybe vibe to, could be with the lady, could be when you're just, out and about, but who are 3 artists beside yourself that will catch you listening to?
3? Rasamone, Sir, SIR.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Trying to figure out who I want to shout out.
Ooh, this is a good one. I'll take 2.
Yeah, I think I'll just stick with those.
That's perfect. Sir is so multi-talented and multi-dimensional. It's just absolutely incredible artist. So I look at that. Raz as well. Just recently dropped another track, so big shout out to Raz. All right. You started diving into some of your top rappers and those, Tupac and, MC Red, L Cool J. But who's the starting five, dead or alive?
Gotcha.
You had to know. I'm gonna ask every. This is why I created this section, so I didn't just have to focus on this one question. You know what I mean? We ask multiple things. So who do you got? Starting five, dead or alive?
I got Corrupt at point guard. At two guard, I got Tupac. On my third, I'ma probably be honest. I'ma probably slide Lil Wayne over there in the 3 spot. Back him down. Back him down. I'm looking like Biggie, and then Vanilla Ice is my top. Now I'm playing with you. I'm joking with you, fam. Nah. I gotta say, in all honesty, it's probably Hov. But I didn't say Hov already, so I probably say Hov.
Fair,
Yeah,
fair. There's a really good balance there, and although a classic question with what I would say describe as a classic answer. I know with you and having listened to the music, I feel like I hear a little bit of some of those coming out in some degree. So that makes quite a bit of sense for me. Now, we've already talked about some of the Seattle artists you've been showing love all show, to producers that you rocking with, and some of the artists. Can you walk us through the artists in the Black Umbrella camp? Who's on the roster these days?
I'm Black Umbrella. That's what I can say. You know,
I fuck with that.
I'm Black Umbrella.
I've been around people at the shows with the Black Umbrella tats, and then not like the fans, just fans with the Black Umbrella tats.
Yeah,
you guys really created a culture during those early years, man. It's still rocking today.
Yeah, man. Black Umbrella is this. Here, your Black Umbrella. Everybody's still family. I don't even know if Raz is Black Umbrella, but I know I'm Black Umbrella. You know what I mean? He's doing something, and you'll see. You'll see there's something coming soon for him.
That's exciting. We go and support either way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Black Umbrella, one of the coolest like brands, logos, music situations that we saw again during those years. A couple, what was it, 5 to 10 years ago at this point? What a really wonderful era that was. Now, in terms of Seattle, you've been there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
This next section is dedicated to some food and a variety of other things. Shout out Huckleberry Hill Farms coming in from Southern Humboldt, man. Cannabis, let's go. Appreciate y'all, man. Look at them. We got the weed people checking in from Humboldt. Let's go. All right. Now, in terms of Seattle, favorite restaurants. Where are you eating at? Where's the good food at, according to this guy, Fatal?
In Seattle?
Wherever you're at. Greater Seattle.
In Seattle, we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna go Jerk Shack. We're gonna go Catfish Corner. We're gonna go Simply Soulful. We're gonna go the Met. All right. In Atlanta, we're gonna go Slutty Vegan. In Chicago, Giordano's, JJ's, White Castle. I love White Castle, fam. I love White Castle, fam. I can't lie.
What a great selection.
Salt Lakes in Austin, Texas. Salt Lakes.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. That place is fire. I've been there.
yeah, man.
And Slutty
Uh,
Vegan, I've been there as well.
yeah. If you want like kind of like a, a cheaper, chow experience, you go to PF Chang's. That's kind of, I mean,
This guy Federal, he eats beets and he eats all around the country, man.
yeah, man. Yeah. Shout out to Harold's too. Harold's is good money
Yep.
too. Um, oh, yo. What's this spot? What's the spot in Phoenix, fam? It got the rooster on there. It's like got the mural of Nipsey Hussle on there. I want to say it's like JoJo's or Bobo's or some. Uh, oh man, that's sad. I wish I could. I wish I could. Man. They had
No,
like the best. Like they sell you like the fried chickens, like the plates almost like your arm, and they got like the big ass jugs of Kool-Aid, like in the mason jars. They sell the Kool-Aid like that. It was crazy.
that
It
sounds
probably wasn't healthy,
flat.
but it was slapping though. Safe to say. I'm kind of over Roscoe's. That's why I didn't mention them. You feel me? But
I
yeah,
haven't been back to Seattle, and with me living in LA, I do regularly think about Ezell's. I regularly think about
yeah.
like teriyaki spots. There's not really many good teriyaki spots out here, so
Phillies. The Phillies is fired too out here.
yeah. All right, so are you a sports guy?
I'm a
You're
basketball guy
a basketball guy. Hit me with your starting five.
all the time.
Yeah, not we'll do past or present.
All right. I'm gonna probably start John Morant the one.
Okay.
Because I know if we lose the game, he's letting off shots. He's gonna hold us down. Um, I'm gonna go with who's a good two right now. Sheesh, that's kind of wrapped up. All right, so look, I'll go John Morant. I'll go. Man, I'm stuck. I go LeBron James. I go Damian Lillard. I go Luka. I go KD. That's
Damn, that's the five?
yeah, that's kind of
Damn,
crazy.
that's crazy. That's like playing you on 2K in the motherfucking
Yeah,
lights out.
safe to say. Yeah, my all time I'll go Magic Johnson. I'll go Michael Jordan. I'll go Sean Kemp. I'll go Tim Duncan and Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, it'd be hard to stop any combination of Sean Kemp and Shaquille O'Neal. That would be absolutely wild.
Yeah, kind of disrespectful, I know.
Damn, that would be absolutely crazy. All right, bro. I appreciate you being on the show. The last question I have for you is really what do people need to know about whatever you have coming up? Just wanted to let you, have the floor, promote whatever you got to promote right now, my guy.
LM LMTFA, leave me the fuck alone. In stores right now. It's available right now. Be looking out for the ladder down. Before that, be looking out for the release of the Ron Goldman video. Um, the ladder down, Unfortunate Truth, and more artists from 1L, 1P Music. One Love, One Purpose Music. That's my label. Um, I still very much in Black Umbrella, regardless of whatever the evolution is. And I support all of you. Shout out Seattle Shakedown, shout out Mafi D, shout out 28 Ave, shout out K Stacks. Shout out Frenchie also. His car game's stupid right now. He switched up from music to that. But I'm here. I am available for you. Should you need me, I'm not in your way because I don't want to be. And I have a lot of respect for your ambition. I might not always agree with what you do, but I have a lot of respect for your ambition. And that's to all creatives, not just the music.
Appreciate that, man. That's love. That's love, bro. I appreciate it, man. For those of you guys that don't know, we had somebody else scheduled today, and they had a little bit of a family issue, and so my good energy goes out to them. This guy Fatal came through clutch. I literally sat there and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna stress out yet. I know people in Seattle. I haven't been there for years. Who was there for us? Who can possibly help? And I made a couple texts and calls, and some people, nobody answered. So then I got on Instagram and was like, okay, I'm going to shoot some shots at some people that I know have supported in the past. And you were one of 3 people, and you responded first. And I very much appreciate you, Fatal. This was a great conversation, getting to know you better and what you've been up to. I appreciate you popping on with us today, spending some time. Everybody for watching, thank you guys as well. This episode of the RMR TV interview series is featuring someone that Mitch and I, have a lot of respect for, have been following for well over a decade now, and someone that I personally, I rock with you and your energy, bro. In person, you are motherfucking hilarious. I wish that I could be there in the city. If you ever pop into LA, please hit me. You got my number now. And to everybody else watching this, make sure you guys tap in. That RMR Legacy Smalls was the sponsor today for us. It's what I was smoking on all episode. Thank you. This guy Fatal is powered by Pepsi, so make sure y'all tap in with that cherry Pepsi vibe. Cheers. This weed, you guys, is available in Washington and California. It's available at legal dispensaries. I really hope that you guys can all check it out. Thank you for hanging out with us. Fatal, where can the people follow you at on social media that we can get on out of here?
At Fatal Lucciauno on everything. FATALLUCCIAUNO. Same name on everything. At Fatal Lucciauno. I'm on everything.
Easy. Man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you all. Have a good rest of your evening. I'm Joey J. Ping. Follow me at Joey period JAYPING. I've been hosting this show every week, Wednesday at 7:10 p.m. Pacific time. We have another interview typically on Thursdays. This week we're taking a week off, but you guys can typically catch us every single Monday on the Morning Joint podcast, as well as Local Music Wednesday, as well as interviews on night here and on Thursdays. So be sure to tap in. We've got content on our YouTube and a bunch of other channels. I love you guys. Fatal, I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next week. Peace, y'all.